Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running the theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess who's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
Hey everybody, I'm so sorry. It's supposed to be on just me. Woo! All right, there we go. Just me. Oh, I've been messing around in StreamYard and didn't put everything back the way I put it. Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Monday. It's been a Monday. It's been the Mondayest of all Mondays. But anyway, we are going to get straight into it. I just got done recording a trailer for the new channel. Holy goodness. It's hopefully I'll have that up today. I had to delete the old channel because there was some I wanted to keep it separate from this one completely, but I found out that by doing that I couldn't add it to StreamYard, so I wouldn't have never been able to live stream from that channel, so I had to delete it. So everybody that subscribed to it before, I have to apologize to you because I had to change it. Here is the new link to the new channel. So new channel, videos starting in November, videos every Wednesday, live stream every Sunday at 11 to answer questions, talk about real world movement problems, things going on in life. And yeah, so I just got done recording. So you'll see a video, a short minute video come out with me in a nice sweatshirt. Hopefully either tonight or tomorrow. So yeah. Anyway, we are going to get straight into this. Let's see here. And just 1 second. Come on. Hold on. I have to add this to my I had this nice scene here and then I switched everything up when I was doing my nice oh no. There we go. Remove. There we go. There. little channel upgrades. little channel upgrades, but we're figuring out how to use StreamYard a little bit better. So and I appreciate all my lurkers checking in. This one should be a relatively short stream. Not a whole lot of drama for the first time in a while. However, we are not going to get into the reasons why this was filed because I feel like I'm going to beat a dead horse with explaining shit about the bankruptcy. But basically, after 90 days, Randy needs to file a update with the court to let the court know what the status of the bankruptcy is. And here we go. So you can stop listening to me bitch about it, and you can literally listen to Jeremy or Randy. All right, status report. Elephant Shoe LLC and Jeremy B. Hales by and through undersigned counsel pursuant to this court's order dated July 15th. Oh, yeah. Well, come here. No, you sat on a nice pack. She sat on a nice pack and then came and tried to tell me her pants were wet. All right. Pursuant to this court's order dated July 15th, document 94, hereby submit the status report regarding the progress of the defendant Preston's bankruptcy case and state as follows. On July 3rd, defendant Lynette Michelle Lacey Preston filed a bankruptcy petition in the U.S. Bankruptcy Court for the Northern District of Florida. July 15th, this court entered an order staying this case as to defendant Preston and directing plaintiffs to file a status report every 90 days regarding the progress of the bankruptcy case. There is currently a pending motion to reinstate the case in defendant Preston's bankruptcy proceedings. On October 6th, the bankruptcy court issued a notice of canceled hearing, canceling the hearing that was previously scheduled for October 7th regarding the motion to reinstate the case. The bankruptcy court indicated, hold on, you're fine, that it will rule on the papers with respect to the motion to reinstate the case. As of this date, status report, the bankruptcy court has not yet ruled on the motion to reinstate case. Plaintiffs will continue to monitor the bankruptcy proceedings and will file additional status reports as directed by this court. Literally what I've been saying, and everybody's been trying to argue with me. Well, guess what? I'm not going to fucking argue with y'all because Brandy said the same shit I've been saying. Anyway. Yes. So this is going to be a stream where we discuss two different the complications of having a multi-defendant case. You have one defendant where everything is on hold, and one frozen by bankruptcy, and one active through default. It's like it's procedural whiplash. Oh, thank you. I haven't gotten a haircut in like 2 months or a month and a half. I'm scheduled for my next one in a month. It's pressure to get shit done and patience, and we're just going to. It's pulling in two different directions, and yet another reason why having so many defendants on one case takes for frickin' ever. It might be the most efficient. However, it's hey Sandy, Monday Lurker here. I'm not arguing with anyone. Too worn out. We'll just be listening. Yeah, I feel like in regards to the bankruptcy and the stay and why it stayed, even though technically it's that legal loophole, and I feel like it's beating a dead horse at this point. Oh, I'm sorry about that. And John Cook, just stopping in for a minute. I've got work to do. Always got work to do. There's always work to be done. All right. So this is Randy just playing by the rules. Every 90 days, he has to. It's it's good lawyering. He should have filed it in both cases. That's the only question I have is it good for both cases? I see it being a redundant motion to file it for both cases and more money that needs to be spent. So I'm hoping the judge will just take it into, hey, this is for both cases. But that's the only question I have because it's only filed in the second case. And the order technically for the status report was in the first case. That's the only weird, like, yeah, that's the other wishy-washy thing with complications of our court. It's just a it is just one of those situations where it has to. It's procedural, but the thing is it's quick. It's housekeeping. It's like asking you to hit that like and subscribe button. You know, it's procedural. It's just the shit you got to do to get by. But this is why I feel like this is going to be the quickest live stream I've done since the very first one. Because the default request is the one that I believe is the most interesting in the sense of, oh, come on. Why is it not closing? That's an odd one. There we go. Sorry, it's surprisingly not letting me actually close this document, which is kind of weird. Oh, there we go. Sweet. All right. I don't think it's right. Randy has to file this motion, which is costing Jeremy even more cash. That's the procedural problem, but that's not a Randy or a court thing. That's just a US problem. And that is one of the interesting conundrums that is our legal system. Oh, and I completely get that. I completely understand why you think that. And I do get it. I just it's one of those weird conundrums, you know? And this is the PDF. Why is this PDF sharing funny? These PDFs are looking awfully weird today. There we go. All right. This is the one where it's a little more interesting. I don't know. Yeah, the judge ordered Randy to do it, but it's not I believe it's a federal rule of civil procedure issue, not a judge particularly. It's not a judge dependent thing. But we can look back at the order and find out. That was federal 1. Last thing to get filed. So this is the order for the stay. So we're going to stop sharing this. And we're going to this one. This was the order for the stay back in July. So we are going to look to see Defendant Cook kind of claims all deadline told within 90 days. He doesn't actually say, but I think it's the I think that's a federal rule of civil procedure that they have to do it. But I do think it's pretty shitty. No matter what you think of the situation, the judge said Randy has to do it. I thought it was a federal rule of civil procedure issue, but the judge doesn't exactly say. Your case, you keep tabs on it. I don't know. I don't think it has anything to do with them being pro se. I just think it has to do with that's what the judge requested, and that is kind of, it's kind of the suck it up buttercup. And that's one of the things that you just have to do what the judge says. Because that's what the judge asked for. What happens with the bankruptcy if it was to start back up and puts in place? That would mean the court can't go forward because she is bankrupt. The court would have to wait for that to be resolved, and whatever the bankruptcy court rules on is what determines when it will move forward. If the bankruptcy court decides to reinstate the case, the one of the reasons, and I know I'm beating a dead horse, one of the reasons that I believe that they haven't filed anything before this, even though it's technically dismissed, is because it's in that limbo state. Say that Jeremy filed and Randy filed that it was dismissed, but with the caveat that there's the hearing, or now the hearing is canceled and they'll rule on the documents, and all of a sudden it got reinstated. That's extra paperwork and extra money that Jeremy has to pay to get these documents taken care of, instead of just waiting for it to be officially resolved. So it's kind of in that holding pattern. That's why it's been there. So I went to Meijer to buy a dress shirt, but then they don't sell them. They don't sell that? Yeah. And I don't know what is it like on other channels, but he's not dramatic here. And I don't know exactly if that's a me thing. I always prided myself when I worked in the hospital, and John, don't take this the wrong way, but you've been known to be a difficult personality just in general. You have the reputation of being difficult personality. I always prided myself when I was in college and when I was working in the hospital of getting those so-called difficult personalities to be respectful to me, because I was respectful to them. I don't have to like somebody to show someone basic human respect. Treat other people like you want to be treated. The only three people who I will not is Fleesa, Bubbles, and a person who is blocked from this channel but shall remain nameless. So those are the only three people that I refuse to be nice to. Other than that, just, yep. Yep, and yeah, they're not married. Michelle filed for me. Even though I think that, because Mr. Squid and I aren't married, and we still live together, and I think there's just certain things that we went through the bankruptcy paperwork, and some of the things on there, John, I just have questions. Like, I legit have questions. Like, she's HG's legal guardian, and they didn't put down any personal items, meaning HG has nothing, which to me something doesn't add up. So it's just weird. It's just weird. You think the judge might have seen the delay tactics and decided that Randy would be the best person to maybe. I don't know. That would be all speculation. And I try not to speculate, on this channel. We try. I mean, it happens, but at the same time, we do our best not to speculate but there are some questions that I literally have about the bankruptcy paperwork. Speaking of bankruptcy paperwork, my pretty, on one of the first episodes of Pretty Petty and the Seeker, which happens Tuesdays at 2:00, we did go through all of the bankruptcy paperwork line by line, just because we work on facts on this channel, and the bankruptcy paperwork is fact. And it was just weird. That's what I would have thought, but according to the bankruptcy paperwork, she has nothing. And that's where some of my questions were like, what? And some things just seemed very, very funky and to me. But that's I have some questions. I have some legit questions, because as HG's legal guardian, all of Baby Squid stuff, because I am Baby Squid's legal guardian, all of Baby Squid's stuff is technically owned by me, because under 18, all her property is mine. It's that weird, it's those weird little, and I just don't know if it was, if she didn't know, because there's two schools of thought. There's two schools of thought that we can go down with that. She didn't know that she was supposed to put that paperwork or all that stuff on there, or she lied. Either one is plausible. I don't know. I am not in her head, and I really don't want to be. I just point out inconsistencies and let people make decisions. I just give, just like I do with any other topic that I cover on this channel, from court cases to political topics. I just give y'all the information, and we go beyond the headlines and beyond the bullshit and go to the facts. And then you guys can make whatever decision that you want to make based on the facts. We try not to make decisions based on emotion here, because emotions change minute to minute. Facts take a lot longer to change. The trustee or a good lawyer, yeah, she has a lawyer. Like, that's where it's another thing where I'm like, who is paying this lawyer, and where did you find him? Because he does not seem, and John, you can take this one with like a grain of salt. This is not meant to be an insult, but that lawyer is like, he went to the Sarah Boone School of Law, because he should have helped her fill out that paperwork. This is where yeah, Squid the second is the better choice. Fact is fact. That's true. And it's just those, this right here, her attorney. And that's where I'm like, no matter if we make mistakes on documents, because documents are, legal paperwork is complicated. Paperwork is complicated. VA paperwork, fucking complicated. But that's why you have somebody else look at the paperwork. And if you're paying a lawyer, their ass is supposed to look at that paperwork. And it's just, that is where it's like, she needs an attorney who's not going to either use her for the money or be an incompetent asshole. Like, she needs somebody who's competent and realistic. Like, and it's like, oh, like, y'all are finding every like shady lawyer in Florida. Yeah, that's the problem a lot of people are having. There's so many obvious things missing, and it makes you question, what are they excluding? But okay, plain devil's advocate, and this is not meant to be an insult. Like, I try not to I attack topics, not people directly. But this makes you wonder if there's some cognitive issues there, if she truly did not know. However, if you truly do not know, and there are some deficits there, that's why you have a lawyer who's supposed to be the smart one in the room. That's why they went to college for all them years. They're supposed to be the smart ones. Like, that's my question. Like, playing devil's advocate. Playing devil's advocate. Like, I try to play devil's advocate on both sides. Like, I don't agree or disagree. I don't like anybody. Remember that? Like, I hate everybody equally. Like, I did not. I got some entertainment value out of it, but sometimes the lawyer is lied to. Yeah, but the lawyer is supposed to look at the paperwork. And when you know you're getting involved in a case where people have YouTube channels and shit's online and there's pictures and like, it's not hard to fact check. It's just weird. It's just weird. But John, my question is, all of HG's stuff, all of her stuff, from a pair of shoes to any medical equipment, doesn't matter what it is, pair of socks, let's just use that. It's technically Lynette's because she's her legal guardian. On the paperwork, it said include regular clothes and anything, and she didn't put anything in there. So she has no clothes, no personal items. Like, it even said regular street clothes, and there was nothing in there. And it was just, nothing was there. And it is just, yeah, we have I know. For those of you who aren't on or haven't been on my channel for very long, there was this, there was this, and I'm going to stop sharing this one, and we're going to share this one. Let's see. Present screen. I just can't share multiple windows at the same time. That's what I haven't figured out yet. This. So I have this. And I have more stuff to go along with this. I am just not, I'm just not, it's not my avenue. That's more of a Rosalind thing. That's not what I'm good at. That's what Rosalind's good at. But I did find this. So I've known about that. We've shared it on our channel multiple times. But so there's just questions, you know? There's just legit questions. All right. So that is what was pulling the case in one direction and like pulling it to a yeah, but technically, generally speaking, those are whoever bought them, and that strikes me as more of a John thing than a Lynette thing. So, it's kind of not what's in the house; it's kind of what you bought too. So, Angel. I have little hands behind my monitor making little fingers coming through the bottom of my monitor. So, all right. And this is what's pulling the case in a different direction. Request for clerk's default. Plaintiff Jeremy B. Hales and Elephant Shoe, doing business as What the Hales, finding through undersigned counsel, hereby respectfully request the clerk to enter default against defendant Richard Luthmann. What's up, Angel? Yeah, okay. No tattoos, please. You're too young. Pursuant to FRCP 55A and in support thereof, state, plaintiffs effectuated substitute service of process on defendant Richard Luthmann, service August 4th, 2025, at approximately 11:10 a.m. The affidavit of process server Eugene Griffin has been filed with the court. Pursuant to FRCP 12A, defendant Richard Luthmann was required to serve an answer or otherwise responsive pleading within 21 days after being served with the summons and complaint. And he never did. His dad did. Just saying. This is the other problem that was coming up with his dad saying that he accepted service. You're technically dodging service again. Oh yeah, baby Squid just carries on a conversation with herself. Like that's another one of those I don't know questions. But it would for me. But I also have a medical background in education, so I'm like, where I'm realizing that most cops are kind of stupid. I'm just saying. No offense to the people who are cops. I know some very knowledgeable people who happen to be cops and former law enforcement, but I also know some people who I'm like, how did you graduate from high school? That are cops. So, but I also know some people like, how'd you graduate from high school that are lawyers too? So there's that. It could, just because you have a degree doesn't make you smart, kind of a thing. Just because you're a cop doesn't make you all knowing and all the law. We watch First Amendment auditors all the time, right? All right. But the problem with Luthmann Sr. filing stuff is you acknowledge that paperwork was served on you, and you don't file a response. I'm like, once again, it kind of is things that make you go, huh? Like, you just can't. Yeah, baby Squid just being herself. Like, even kids are considered property legally. Anything that is not a legal adult is considered property. Oh yes, and JKD Buck, thanks for dropping the merch store. I will be coming out with merch for the new channel too. I'm so excited about this new channel. Like, it's my baby, y'all. Like, this stuff is fun and interesting to talk about, but like that new channel is my like pride and joy. That's what I went to college for. That's my passion in life. Like, for as much as I don't people, I really like to help people. Make that one make sense, I don't know. But I miss my job, but I hate big healthcare. So here we are with a new YouTube channel. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by March of next year. That's the goal. All right. Defendant Luthmann has failed to plead or otherwise defend this action as required by FRCP. And I'm just saying FRCP because it's so, I'm tired of repeating that phrase over and over again. Freckle Ginger! Why is it over 100 people either haven't hit the thumbs down, much less the thumbs up? I don't know. Defendant Richard Luthmann is not a minor. Here's where it gets a little questionable. And I know Randy has to write this, but sometimes I look at these phrases and I'm like, I would love to give some people a slums examination, which is slums is St. Louis University mental status exam. It's a screening that we used to give at OT all the time in the hospital. I gave it to my dad one time when he asked me what I did at work. It's not a, when you think of slums, you think of place to live kind of situation. It's a St. Louis University mental status exam. It's interesting. I would love to give these people I would love to give like everybody a slums examination. It's so interesting, but because this is where I have to laugh. He's not a minor, incompetent person. It's questionable. Or a member of the military service of the United States. This request is made notwithstanding plaintiff's pending motion to declare substitute service valid An interjudicial default, as the entry of a clerk's default under Rule 55A, is a separate procedural step from the entry of a default judgment. Wherefore, plaintiff respectfully requests that clerk enter default against Richard Luthmann for failure to plead or otherwise defend as required by the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And these are two super short motions, and I'm sorry for the toddler having a conversation with herself. This is where it's super quick for the motions and mostly up for discussion. So there's a few things that, just in the greater scheme of things, not so much related to what the Hales in general, but should there be limitations? You got like a 27 out of 30, which is passing. 26 and above is normal. But we had to correct a few things. Like when I tell you I told you something and you say I never told you that, your short-term memory is a little wee. Yep. But other than that, everything's fine. But the 5-word recall was like a 2-word recall. Here's something for you, Squid. Michelle filed a new motion in the civil case in Levy County a couple hours ago. Generally, I appreciate that heads up, but I'm generally not a Levy County court kind of person. I don't know why. That never been interesting to me. I mean, it is, but it's not. I don't know why. I just think because so many people are, I don't know, but I appreciate the heads up. We just have to, so this is where, to me, it gets a little interesting from a greater big picture kind of thing. One of the many reasons why court cases take a long time is the more you stack onto a case, the more defendants, because each defendant has things going on in their own personal world. Thank you. Have a hug? Thank you. Each little Squid's conversation is way more interesting than our Greek drama. It is. It generally is. But there's some things that really bring up, like, the court hasn't ruled yet if the service was valid. And Randy mentions that. The court needs to catch up. There is a bunch of stuff, and I know that Judge took over. We're questioning whether he took over for that or the whole thing, that one case, or that one motion. But I feel like the court itself is so behind on ruling on motions that it's risking everybody's cases, not just Randy's, but it's putting Randy's case in jeopardy because now Randy's filing motions on motions that haven't been ruled on yet. Because technically, you can't rule that somebody's in default if you haven't ruled that their service was valid. So it's like the court has to rule on some of these motions, and they're not. It's thank you, Mama Squid. It's okay if toddler Squid is playing. She's happy and learning her world. She's sweet. Thank you. And she does her own thing. She occasionally wants my attention, but there are certain times in the day where I'm a full believer in playing is the work of the child, and you can't work on things if I'm constantly doing things for her. She can't work on her attention span if I'm constantly going, Angel, what you doing? 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 So when she's in a zone, I just back off. I'm here if she needs me. She looks to me for guidance or confirmation of things, I'm here. But I don't constantly, that's why I talk to you guys. You guys are my adult interaction. So, you know, but she just, we're in the phase of liking marker or pens, but we're also in the phase of like tattooing ourselves. So I just got to keep a, you know, so, you know. Oh yes, we call it the Baby Squid's Banana Fund around here. But it's like, it's chaotic control because Randy filed 2 motions on 2 things for 2 defendants in 2 completely different walks of life, so to speak. Default judgment and a status. This is where it gets short. It's, oh my god. That was good. Thanks for the $10. You're doing a great job. Thank you. And you need to keep your retirement bucks for for yourself. Oh my god. And Lindy, thank you for the $2.49. What is it? Euro? Oh my god, I screwed that up. If it's euros in France, right? Thank you for being you, Squid. It was when I was in France, but that was in 2006. So, you know, things could change and I could be behind the times because that's a very real possibility. There goes your inheritance. I know, right? 30% to YouTube. But I would really appreciate if y'all would share this stream and hit the like button. It really does help. We're trying to get to 5K, maybe by the first of the year. We're building this thing slowly. We do have okay, bear with me. I'm also trying to expand this channel. In addition to starting a new one, I am trying to expand this channel. I am going to be recording a long form video. Oh my god, Squid's recording a video on Squid's channel. Holy shit, not a live stream. I am going to be recording a video talking about the SCORE Act. The SCORE Act. Y'all know me. I love sports. Congratulations, Florida, on finally getting rid of your coach. Welcome to maybe being able to win sometime again in the next 10 years. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm recording a video on the SCORE Act, which is Congress interfering or interjecting themselves into NIL, because a few years ago when the Supreme Court ruled on college students and name, image, and likeness, college sports became the wild, wild west. And now they're trying to rein it back in. This is shit that should have happened before, but we are going to be breaking down that case and kind of looking at what's going on and the legislation that is currently in Congress. There's a bunch of legislation that's been introduced but I've been seeing during college football games that pass the SCORE Act, like commercials. So I figured we'd start with this one. So yes, and that is kind of all we've got for today. I don't think anything new has been posted in any of the cases. Basically, two different speeds in the same case. Patience and pressure, all in one. What will the judge do? The judge hasn't ordered a default judgment on anybody else when Randy asked for it. However, nobody else evaded service like Luthmann. Nobody else had their dad file a motion that called Jeremy a bunch of names and left their father up to being sued for defamation for putting shit in. And like or dislike Jeremy, I don't care either way. You can have whatever opinion you want, But putting things like alligator fucker and baby Squid's out of the room. She went and turned on the TV. Spawn is here. Hi, Spawn Trooper. Why do I feel in fear for my life now? Oh no. It's just there's just certain things you don't say. Because having a conversation with my coach for CrossFit this morning, and I told him we were discussing stuff because the little was, I set up a box so I could do jumping pull-ups, and the little was angry, so I couldn't do something. And he was like, she bit me, and she bit my foot. So like, you know, when someone like you're trying to pull away from someone, well, if I did that, I would have kicked her in the face. And so I'm like telling him that I'm trying not to react because I don't want to kick her. And it's like, no, there's a difference between what you want to do and what is appropriate to do. I would love to once a day tell certain people in the world to sit on it and rotate and, you know, get bent. But there's a difference between what you want to say and what you do say. Just, you could hate Jeremy with a fucking passion. You could hate anybody. You could hate me. But there is a difference between what you think about someone, what you say to someone on the side of the road or at the end of your driveway, and what you say in a fucking legal document. Like, I just hey, common sense. Oh, I feel like every time you're in here that you're cursing at me with that name. So once again, we did take a little step up. We're just going to get a little bit of a exhibit P for petty. Whatever you feel about someone, just talk about it on the internet, or take that shit to like somewhere else besides a legal document. Like, you don't talk, there's shit you don't talk about in a legal document. I know, I told you, dude, I've been following, like, I found 2 creators, and I was on the phone with somebody this morning, so I have to send these 2 creators to her. But there is a creator who I found that I have been binge watching all of his content because he is a live stream guru, I will just say. And I have been trying to implement, like, I have stuff for us tomorrow. Tomorrow. Tomorrow we are 2:00 Eastern. I have to go to work at 4:30, so it's gonna be 2:00. Pretty, Petty, and the Seeker. So my Pretty, me, and Spawn breaking down the documents, maybe talking about anything new that's filed, if it is, but breaking down the backstories on some of these documents, taking a deeper dive, who wrote them, how they were written, what we think from a legal and just a common sense perspective. But I got stuff for that too. I'm like, I'm upgraded. I didn't have time to put in everything that I made. But look, I got final thoughts too. Like, I got final thoughts. I stole this. I didn't steal the look, but like, final thoughts is a Spawn thing. He always says final thoughts. It's kind of the ending, you know. So we will discuss that. Oh, Spawn, are you and my Pretty doing a stream today? Because I will redirect to you if you did. And Debbie Baker, thank you for the $20 Cash App, or the $10 Cash App. I'm so proud of you. I always will be here for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Oh. Tech DM, and I'm glad I can bring some good things. Oh, you bring whatever you. I know you always have some tea. I mean, you're not English, you're Welsh, but at the end of the day, you're British, and you have some good tea to spill. so we can spill some tea. If I watch a few minutes of a Spawn video, does that make me a stalker? He is doing videos where he has a store called Stalkers Are Us. I am the cashier in that store. I get to handle cash. What was long overdue? This time it's really final thoughts. That's where my P for petty is. I give you my petty opinion. But then my final thoughts are generally my final thoughts. Freckle Ginger, thanks for the $2 super chat. Feed a chastised Spawn in a really loud voice. Oh, funny. Holy. So I do have, just to cover up documents, I do have some underwater flowers. And I also have for reflections from the Court of Common Sense. And this one is generally good for this one, but I forgot to use it when we got here because I just got, I literally stopped recording at 1:55. I put it into CapCut so I could start recording it or start editing it. And then I went live. That was my afternoon. And drama docket update. So we're starting to make some upgrades. We're starting to make some upgrades. Just starting to not look like I've not been doing this for a year and a half and I haven't learned shit. Also, Devil Dog Cody, common sense is the least common virtue. Thanks for being a member for 2 months. Yes, the Court of Common Sense. And then one other thing that I did bring up, or I did make, is this will be the logos for the new this will be one of the logos for the new channel. Let's see. She's saying me. What did me do? Share screen. This will be one of the logos for evidence through movement. So hope you guys like that. That's one of my movements, or one of my Oh, and Pickle Tank, thanks for being a member for 3 months. Hello, Squid. Hi. And just so you know, I had to delete the old channel, or the second channel, and start a new one for reasons that shall remain. I'm not smart. But there is the link for the new channel. Hopefully the trailer will be up today or tomorrow morning. And first videos will be in November. Video coming this Saturday to this channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Pretty Petty and the Seeker. So we're trying to grow things around here. We're growing, learning, and bear with me for my first few videos. I am not great at recording. I can sit here and talk to you guys all day, but when I try to read off a script, or because I have been scripting, I've been working my butt off on trying to get things organized. For some reason, my mind goes blank and I get super nervous. So on my first few videos, please try to give me some grace. I'm working on it. It's getting easier. However, it's still, it doesn't seem like it's that hard. But for me, it's incredibly difficult when I don't know where to look. I don't know what to do with my hands. It's so weird. So I do need hey, you know what you can do? You can quit your job that you don't have. You can sell your house. You can move to Georgia. And you can be my producer. Just a thought. And since there's 230 of you here, if you haven't congratulated Papa Squid on his retirement, please do so. Please do so. Teleprompter fund. No, it's not even that. What do I pay? Unlimited time with your granddaughter. So I have 43 subscribers on a channel with no content. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, subscribing to Squid is supporting and paying Squid. Thank you. That's a bribe. Well, I have known you all my life. So, it is. I couldn't do what you're doing. I'd have anxiety through the roof. Candy girl, I always joke my two greatest fears growing up were public speaking and reading out loud. Whenever we were in high school in class and we had to read, I would be panicked about where I was supposed to read. Debbie Baker, here is the new channel. It's called Evidence Through Emotion. It is me using my degree and my certification in corrective exercise to work on fall prevention. My first video, I have mapped out what I'm going to do for like 3 months. Rough draft of like content. So when I said I had more content than I knew what to do with, I just didn't have a place for it. Now I have a place for it. YouTube doesn't like when you do this and then legal documents and politics and this and that. It doesn't know where to put your content or who to push it out to. So it was easier to get a whole new channel. 47 actually. I don't like y'all are amazing to me, and I appreciate all of the support on a channel that I don't have yet. So, but we are going to rebrand. Keep coming in here. We're a replacement for boredom. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm boring too, but just it is what it is, However, I'm gonna get the little snack. I am going to get myself something to drink. Some girl needs some caffeine. And I'm also going to edit that trailer. It's only like a minute and a half. It shouldn't take me that long to edit. This is where I can't go for perfection. I just have to put out content and it will get better over time. I appreciate all you guys being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Rick Reed, thanks for being a member for 3 months. Came for Baby Squid, stayed for JC's stupid remarks. And he is in here, but y'all, I have to stress this. Y'all might not like him. I can't say he's my favorite based on some videos I've seen and some things. However, he comes in here for just damn near every live stream I do, whether it is about this topic or not. So he supports my channel and has never been rude to me. So he comes in to pretty much every channel, every stream I do on a daily basis, even when it's not about this topic. And that's a lot. That's more than a lot of people. So, what you gonna do? I'm not gonna complain about someone who comes in here and is respectful to me. Like, well, I always tell people, whatever happens outside of my chat, please don't bring it in my chat. That's all I ask. We are a fair viewing, give your opinion channel. Yes. And that's like, y'all don't have to get along. And that's all right. There's 350 million people in this country alone. We are not all going to get along. We are not all going to get along. However, we all can be kind to each other. And just because you don't like someone's personality, don't have to go out of your way to be an asshole. Which is the problem with society. And if we can change that one kind gesture to another, or one kind gesture at a time, who am I to take that away? So, y'all have a great day. Rick Reed, thanks for the $2 super chat. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. All your support. Thanks for hanging out with me on this channel and starting to support my passion project. That is that's like I said, that's my passion project. That's what I went to college for. That's what I want to do. Like, exactly. There's some things that Jeremy does that irk me. I don't hate him because he has shown truth. And that's the thing. And that's the also thing. I don't have to like somebody's personality to admit that they are either good at their job and or have facts on their side. But also, I don't have to like somebody to sometimes agree with them. And I don't always disagree with or agree or disagree with one side or the other. Both sides occasionally have things right. And it, speaking truth can cause some to think you're attacking them. Ain't that the truth, though? All right. Y'all have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. And remember, there's a couple things that are free in life. The ability to mind your own business, stay in your own lane, and be kind. Bye, guys.